Ladies and gentlemen, this is an update on the Jemel Roberson case that's going on. This is the security guard that stopped a man from shooting up the bar that he worked in, and he pinned him down, waiting for the police to come. And the cops show up on the scene like a bunch of incompetent pricks that they are, and they shoot the man to death. Okay. This came out in USA Today, November 16th, 2018. Jemel Roberson family demand police release the name of cop who shot Black security guard. So they're basically doing the same thing that they did in the case of Amber Geiger, where they did not release her name right away. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason why they don't release the name of the police officers that do the killing right away is to give them an opportunity to scrub their social media account off of the internet. So just like Amber Geiger, remember she had all that violent stuff and killing and all that mess on her social media account. Well, this officer probably had similar things on his social media account. So if they don't release the name, you don't know that the account is being scrubbed. That's what this is all about. An attorney for the partner of the Black security guard who was shot to death by a suburban Chicago police officer this week called on investigators Friday to release the name, the officer's name. So, of course, we still don't know, like I said, scrubbing social media, or he'll do it himself. Jemel Roberson, 26, was working security at a bar in Robbins, Illinois, early Sunday when a gunman opened fire inside the bar. Roberson was armed and licensed to carry a gun, apprehended the gunman outside the bar, pinned him down, and was waiting for police help when a responding officer from the neighboring town in Midlothian arrived. Police say the officer ordered Roberson to drop his gun. Witnesses say they shouted that Roberson was a security guard. The officer shot and killed Roberson, which didn't make any sense. If the crowd is telling you this is the security guard, what is the need to kill him? Oh my goodness, these cops are so incompetent. Okay. Civil rights attorney Lee Merritt, who is representing the mother of Roberson's 9-month-old son, accused Illinois State Police and the Midlothian Police Department of withholding the name of the officer to give him time to clean up his internet footprint and hide evidence. That's exactly what's going on. Merritt also represents the family of Botham John, the Dallas man who was shot to death in his home in September by an off-duty police officer. Dallas police officer Amber Geiger has said she mistakenly entered the man's apartment in the same complex where she lived. She said she thought she was in her apartment and John was an intruder. She's full of shit. Dallas police kept Geiger's name out of the public until she was arrested and charged with manslaughter about 48 hours after the incident. They refused to release Amber Geiger's name, which gave her a chance to scrub the internet and hide evidence, Merritt told USA Today on Friday. It's exactly what's going on here. Merritt said he's learned the name of the Midlothian officer independently and plans to release it to the media on Monday if authorities haven't by then. Illinois State Police, which is investigating the shooting, referred questions to the officer's identity to Midlothian police. Officials in Midlothian did not respond to requests for comment. Midlothian police have confirmed that the officer is white, has been a police officer for about 7 years, including 4 years with Midlothian, and is a team leader on a SWAT task force that includes officers from South suburban Chicago law law enforcement. Well, I don't care what team leader he is, he's very incompetent. The shooting outside Manny's Blue Room Lounge in Robbins has drawn national headlines, outrage and questions about whether race factored into the officer's decision to open fire. Roberson was black, the officer is white. The person Roberson apprehended had allegedly fired a weapon inside the bar moments earlier, wounding multiple people and drawing police from surrounding jurisdiction to rush to the establishment. The Cook County Sheriff's Office is investigating the shooting inside the bar. The State Police Public Integrity Task Force is investigating the shooting outside the bar. No charges have been filed in either incident. The task force said that the Midlothian officer was responding to reports of a shooting when he saw a man decked out in plain black clothing with no markings, readily identifying him as security guard armed with a gun. That's bullshit. If the crowd was yelling to you, this is the security guard, then why not dialogue with the man to find out if what the crowd is saying indeed is correct? Why would a crowd say that's the security guard and that's not the security guard? These cops, at this point, I think I could go to an elementary school and put kids out on the street and they would probably do a better job than these grown-ass men. Unbelievable. According to witness statement, the Midlothian officer gave the armed subject multiple verbal commands to drop the gun and get on the ground before ultimately discharging his weapon and striking the subject, state police said. Midlothian police chief has praised Roberson as a brave man who was doing his job. Yeah, but your cop shot him for doing his job. He did his job. He stopped a man from shooting up a bar. He pinned him down until the police came. That's what he was doing. And this cop came up, saw a black man, and just started shooting. America got the worst police force on the entire earth. They really do. He said he saw the incident ultimately as a blue on blue friendly fire shooting. No, that was not friendly fire. No, that was a murder. That was a murder. Merritt accused Illinois police and Midlothian police of releasing a slow drip of information designed to exonerate this officer. That's exactly what they're doing. If they're not releasing his name and they're letting him scrub social media, then that's what they're doing. They're trying to get it set up where they get him out of the whole thing. That's what's going on. And throw water on the community unrest. Merritt said witnesses have told him that Roberson was wearing a beanie-style hat, and it had the word security on it. Remember, this cop said he had no markings. He had nothing indicating he was security. They said security was written on his beanie, as plain as day, saying security. You see how these cops always lie. Every time these shootings happen, they always lie. And a shirt and vest with similar markings. So he had security on his beanie, security on the shirt, and security on the vest. And this cop said there was no markings indicating that he was security. You are never going to get the truth from cops in America. You're never going to get the truth. The attorney said witnesses, some of whom said were not interviewed by police, told him the officer did not give Roberson an opportunity to comply with his order to drop the gun. Their police saying, we told him drop the gun and he didn't. So this is like a Tamir Rice thing. He starts screaming commands and at the same time he's pulling the trigger and shooting them. Woo, boy, these people suck at their jobs. That there was time to reflect, Merritt said. the people we've interviewed are saying it was drop the gun, pop, pop, pop. See, there you go. There you go. Roberson suffered multiple gunshot wounds, according to the Cook County Medical Center examiner's office. So his mother has filed a federal civil suit against Midlothian and the officer. Several Chicago area pastors and civil rights activists joined Merritt, called to release the officer's name. Okay. And Reverend Michael Flagers, many of you may know him. You know, he is the Catholic priest in that area, and many people know who he is. Civil rights activists in the Midlothian should immediately fire the officer, and the Cook County State Attorney's Office should file murder charges. Authorities say the officer from several jurisdictions were on the scene. Midlothian officer is the only one who discharged his weapon. Why is that? Why is it that there were multiple officers there and they knew not to discharge their weapon, but this one over the top fool that can't see the word security all marked on this guy pulled the trigger? It was not a blue on blue, Flager said. It was a blue on black crime. There was no accidental murder. This was racial profiling, exactly. And this is him with his son. His son was only 6 months old. Wow, that is horrible. LaAndre Hill, pastor at Chicago Purpose Church, said Roberson worked as an organist and musician at several Chicago area churches and recently helped with the music at the funeral service for one of Hill's relatives. Roberson had a 9-month-old son, Avante Booth. She is pregnant with their second child. Oh my goodness. Wow. His children are not even going to remember him. Wow. He planned to apply to become a police officer in the Chicago area. Roberson had been hustling to pick up work whenever he could find it, Merritt said, so he'd have money to buy plenty of gifts for his son's first Christmas. He had a paid gig to play organ at a Chicago church on the morning he was killed. Wow. And it says his girlfriend was nervous about being pregnant again, Merritt said, but Roberson had assured her they'd be fine. The idea to being pregnant again that soon after having her first child was kind of scary, Merritt said. He was able to calm her down. He said, I'm going to become a police officer. I'm going to be able to provide for you and this family. Yeah. And then some officer came and just ripped his whole life and future away from him for absolutely no reason. And then you want to know why so many people in this country do not respect or even like cops. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.